Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys my final recap and final thoughts on Sword Art Online Alicization. Now, I'm pretty sure all you guys might be hella confused, but if you're not up to date and never been looking around for some news about what's been going on, especially with the series, I'll get to that in just a moment, and I'll put in some proof links down in the description below if you don't believe me. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Kirito changes into his black swordsman uniform somehow and ends up clashing against the administrator, or Quinella. It looks like to me none of the style moves of his ironclad sword style is not working. Unfortunately, this is the reason why. Quinella is pretty much like, the god or ruler of the underworld. So there's not a thing that she doesn't know of what she could counteract with in her own way. After suffering some wounds, we see to it that Kirito gets encouragement from Yu-Gi-Oh once more, and somehow, with the help of Yu-Gi-Oh's last of his power, etc., he somehow reforms the blue rose sword into a red one that's like fully comprehended. Eventually, we see to it that Quinella still fights Kirito with her one arm, which I'm thinking in my mind, you can't heal up one arm or something, or you can't, create another one, which I was been thinking about, but unfortunately, due to her own arrogance and seeing Kirito wielding two swords, we see to it they become on par with each other. But however, Kirito will lose an arm, and the same goes to Quinella, but Kirito with one arm left uses the red crimson sword and stabs Quinella with it, fatally damaging her. But unfortunately for Quinella, she tries to escape the underworld through through some kind of human technological advancement, well, through these buttons. And of course, eventually, Chukulin, the clown, ends up grabbing Quinella and brings her to hell with her. And of course, Quinella ends up dying with it. And Kirito has his last conversation with Yu-Gi-Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh remembering the times how they spent together, telling Kirito it's like something you give and it's not something you earn, that kind of thing. But we see to it that once Yu-Gi-Oh says his last words to Kirito, we have to it that Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh's Fluctolites decides to pass on into the afterlife. And of course, Yu-Gi-Oh ends up fading away while Kirito somehow manages to use the system that Quinella was using to contact the human to contact the world, his home, and we had to it that Kikuoka he managed to contact, but unfortunately they are under attack by someone, which I had a bad feeling about, because if I remember correctly, many episodes ago there was actually some people surrounding the raft in the ocean, which is a very dangerous idea, because knowing that you're in the middle of an ocean and you're projects and everything else is in there, etc., it's gonna be an easy way to attack anyone, especially when you have an army. And it looks like to me that we might know two antagonists that could come about, but eventually we see to it they end up cutting the power, and something happened to Kirito and he ends up fainting out, and seeing Asuna's image trying to reach out to him, and then he ends up fainting out. Yeah, I know. And the episode ends off there. And you'll be thinking, what? Are you deadly serious of how it ended off right there? You don't believe me? Go watch the episode yourself. But I'm pretty sure with what's been going on with SAO, which honestly I understand, no one's going to watch it, and they would rather see something about a simple summary that I would give out. But not even so, it's not really detailed or reliable. But aside from that, it plays its ending song and it ends off there. Now, I know you guys might be wondering, this is literally the last episode of Alicization. Yes, for the first half, that is, of first half. And you guys might be thinking, what do you mean first half? Unfortunately for you, or those who really hate SAO, or those of you guys who love it, you will understand, unless you've been doing your research on some news lately, that Sword Art Online Alicization will continue in the fall 2019. Yes, I read some news and I've been giving some facts about from Twitter and from Mal, and then possibly Anime News Network, which they should have it up by then, hopefully in a couple of minutes or hours, who knows, because sometimes they're a little far behind if they're not doing some research. But Sword Art Online Alicization's second half or second core, whichever one that fits for you, will start in October 2019, and it's called War of Underworld or War of the Underworld or something. Whichever one fits for you. Yes, pretty much like the first core ends today. The second core or second half of Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld will start in fall 2019. Pretty tense right there, right? Because guess what? I'm certain, if I remember correctly, and it's a little off topic, that Hero Academia 4th season is going to be there. So a lot of crazy is going to go down in 2019 and fall 2019. That's for sure. Anyways, now to give you guys my final thoughts throughout the first core. Many people say this is a major improvement. The way I look at it, let's not overhype the fact that it's a major improvement. I mean, it might have like introduced some new ideas or possibly like fictional writing, but it's not like it's a major improvement. I mean, Fluctulights and how it works, something about the soul translator inside you, and then Kirito, you know, got injured, gets sent to the underworld, going through hell and back to try to like help Yujiro take back the underworld because how screwed up it is. Nothing much I can say about that. I mean, like it's like a freaking video game again. I mean, come on. If anyone has been keeping up with SAO or even like watch from one season all the way to season 2 of Sword Art Online 2, and then like I'm seeing the movie, blah blah blah. It's like your typical video game, honestly. I mean, come on. There's no way I ain't gonna deny anything about that. You want me to say it's different? No, it ain't that much different. Although I may be a total jerk about this, but people are just overhyping it. And I won't deny the fact that the fights were pretty cool. The music, obviously, art was pretty slick, and some of the animation was pretty nice. Okay, when it comes to some of the sword fighting, it was pretty short. I was kind of like somewhat disappointed, but still, it was fun in its own way. But if I even remember correctly, I mean, SAO had some short sword fights or duels that could last maybe about like 5 or 10 minutes, etc. Maybe I'm just being too like overestimating of certain things, but let's just say Alicization, I guess when it comes to like focusing on some parts of a story like here and there, I guess it's not that improving. But you know, when it comes to like magic and everything else and all that BS, it's still there. I mean, people are overhyping Alicization too much. That much I could say for sure. Call me a jerk for saying that, but honestly, like people overhyping certain series tend to like find a way that it may not be as good as you think. So now you guys might be wondering, and knowing that I'm spitting out my opinion in my own way and understanding other people, what are my thoughts on it? I'm pretty sure y'all might be thinking, well, in terms of like the fights, I gotta say I liked it. Music was good, was good. Art was nice. But when it comes to terms of story and writing, it's pretty simple. In terms of writing, I don't think there's much improvement in there. I mean, it has its major BS as it always does with its other previous seasons. Obviously, especially its movie. I mean, like even though I have my likiness of certain movie scenes, but it's okay, I guess. I mean, like it has its moments, and then like its information revelation and maybe some other stuff happening, but I don't see much improvement in Alicization as people are overhyping on. I mean, like it's like your typical SAO that people are not liking, and I can understand that. So nothing much improved, honestly. Maybe in terms of fight and maybe info revelation and taking its time to maybe build up. But I was told that they skipped a lot of things in this first core. So I don't know how it's going to go on with the second core, because if I remember doing my research correctly, it's going to be majorly action-packed and it's going to be very crazy. But even so, like, it all depends how you even, like, picture it. So guess we'll have to find out in fall 2019. Now y'all might be wondering what my score is. You should check it out yourself. I'm not gonna say it here. I already stated my own opinions of how I feel about Alicization. Nothing much improved, honestly. People overhype it too much. But it has its moments with its action, music, art, and animation. But that's about it. In terms of characters, Yujiro was a freaking best boy, MVP to Kirito, you know, and Alice, yeah, she's being the best girl, obviously, because it's Alicization. And if you guys been reading the light novels or been doing your research, you would know. She was like the mighty chick flick. Not much I'll say to you. So until then, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, right? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!